Hello again. Ever since Rishi Sunak made his famous address to the nation the other day, warning about the danger from Islamist extremists and far-right groups, I have been trying to track down some of those far-right groups of whom he was speaking. As I say, I remember the National Front and the BNP, but I haven't heard of them for years, and I don't recall them carrying out any acts of terrorism or posing a threat to anybody. The last time I remember anything of that kind was Colin Jordan and his National Socialist group in the early 1960s, but that was over 60 years ago. Nevertheless, I have persisted, and by checking the list of terrorist organisations proscribed by the British government, to which I give a link in the description to this video, I have found two far-right groups who, it is alleged, operate in this country. 2 out of 80 terrorist groups, that is. The great majority, of course, more than 90%, are Muslim groups, and there's a small scattering of nationalist groups relating to the Tamils and Basques. But only 2 right-wing organisations in Britain, both of them very dubious if you're really going to be describing a group as terrorists. The first of these is the Feuerkrieg Division. According to the government, they are a white supremacist group founded in late 2018 that has an international footprint with members across North America and Europe. The group celebrates the concepts promoted in a collection of essays which advocate the use of violence and mass murder in pursuit of an apocalyptic race war. Well, they do not sound a particularly agreeable bunch of people, I will be the first to concede. But what have they actually done in this country? I quote, "In September 2019, UK police apprehended a 16-year-old on suspicion of the commission, preparation and instigation of acts of terrorism. As a result, the group distributed among its members a list of police buildings and an image of the Chief Constable of West Midlands Police with a gun to his head and the word race traitor across his eyes, urging members to carry out attacks in retaliation for the arrest of one of its followers." So, a teenage boy photoshopped an image of a policeman with a gun to his head, and somebody else said it would be a good idea to attack police stations. Undesirable things, to be sure, but hardly enough to make them a terrorist group in the same league as, say, Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab or Boko Haram. You know, the real terrorist groups which actually use terrorism and bombs to kill lots of people. Of the other group, the Sonnenkrieg Division, we are told that the group has encouraged and glorified acts of terrorism via its posts and images. This includes an image depicting the Duke of Sussex being shot as part of their campaign against race traitors following his marriage to the Duchess of Sussex, and homemade propaganda using Nazi imagery calling for attacks on minorities. The images can reasonably be taken as inferring that these acts should be emulated and therefore amount to the unlawful glorification of terrorism. In other words, of course, they haven't actually done anything either. That seems to be it for far-right groups in this country, at least according to the British government's own guidelines. We all know perfectly well where the real danger of terrorism is coming from, and also the genuine threat to our democracy. Are the far right marching through London calling for genocide? They are not. Are they planting bombs? No. Are they doing anything at all, other than occasionally putting stickers on lampposts? Of course not. The far-right menace is a bogeyman conjured up to confuse matters. It's a smokescreen to draw our attention away from the real threat to the nation.